Hi, my name is Brian Ridgway. I'm coming to you on a beautiful afternoon, a very windy afternoon here in Hawaii. And I made this video with a really specific purpose, and that is to help as many people as I possibly can. And right now, that means you with your relationship with money and with finances. Now, the first easy, almost effortless mistake that you could make would be to think, this is free, so there's no way that it's very valuable. That would be a huge mistake. So let me tell you this. I spent $150,000 over the course of about 15 years, a total of really over 25 years of pretty fanatical self-help, personal development. Those last 15 years, very intense. $150,000 invested, many thousands of hours, and then when that ended about 4 years ago, I spent the last 4 years completely reinventing myself from the ground up. And it culminated as a guy who made and lost six figures 7 times. It culminated with me turning money into a non-issue. In the same way that you breathe and you say, sure not worried about air, like there'll be enough for the next breath. I'm not worried about those selfish people breathing in more than their fair share of air. In the same way, that's how I see money now. If I have a need or a desire, it just shows up. I've helped a lot of people to have the exact same experience, and right now I'd like to help you if you're open-minded. And all this requires is a little bit of open-mindedness and a little bit of participation on your part. Last little bit of introduction. There is no hypnosis. There's no NLP. I'm not going to use any kind of techniques on you. This is all 100% pure wisdom that's already contained inside of you. All that I'm going to do is help you to activate it. Now, where did this video come from and how did you land on it? That's a really important question, because at the end of my webinars, I do free level 5 mentoring webinars. At this moment, I do them on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And at the end of every single webinar, there's some economic stuff that's going on globally right now that's got a lot of people in a worried position and a lot of people in a stressful position. And over these last few weeks, the average number at the end of every webinar is roughly 25 to 30% of the attendees on the webinar say to me, Brian, I am desperate. I want to join your program. It looks amazing, and I have absolute trust that this one will actually work for me where nothing else did, but got a little money problem here. I'm not quite able to do it. And what I've done on a couple of these webinars is I've done what I call an unsticking session, where I'll walk one person or sometimes even the whole group through a process on how to get clear on money. I've actually had, at the end of the webinar, I'm done, and people say they want it but they don't have the money. I do this unsticking process, and by the end of the webinar, 1 or 2 people have money show up in their bank account or their PayPal that they were not expecting. You can call it miraculous or whatever else you want. It doesn't matter to me. But I've seen it happen many times. I've seen people do this process once, twice, 3 times and have the financial miracle of their lives. I have somebody that I walked through this information that had 6 figures of IRS debt completely wiped off the books without them lifting a finger. Okay? So you can doubt or you can believe. Doesn't matter to me. But if you have the willingness, this can change it all for you right here and now. And if it doesn't change it for you right now, just follow and trust and use this process a few times, because it won't get weaker. It won't get less effective. It'll be more powerful and more effective every time you use it. Okay? You ready?